Okay, and we are live. G'day, guys. Brett Thompson here. Welcome to an exciting Zoom meeting. I mean, you can call it a webinar if you want. We call it a Zoom meeting because it's not like a typical webinar. There's no formula that's going to happen here or anything like that. I'm not going to spend the first 15, 20 minutes telling you my story, which I wish I could, because I really love my story, because it gives people hope and helps and kind of humanizes me. So I know there's a lot of people who've already been in my environment for a while. So I'm going to give you the short version of my story, just so we can kind of roll the sleeves up and get straight into it. So the short story is, actually, I've got to mute all. I'll just hear a bit of background. Yeah, cool. Can you still hear me? Thumbs up. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Short story. In Australia and overseas, I'm regarded as one of the top copywriters. You know, there's plenty of us legends out there, but and it's not something that I kind of call that myself, but it's just through results. You know, and the short story version of my story is why I like telling my stories, because I give people hope, right? Because I went all through school, didn't read a book. My first book I didn't read till I was in my mid-20s. The first 10 years of my life, I was a full-time investor, invested 90% of my income in my social life. That was it. And I was blessed with twin boys and got motivated, decided to go into business, failed miserably, learned marketing, got very good. I went from 16K to 200K in my first year when I learned the skill of copywriting. And then over the next 7 years, helped generate over $250 million worth of sales in Australia, through clients and myself. And I stopped counting about 6 years ago, actually. So who knows how big that is. But I want to get that out of the way. Number one, to tell you, you know, yes, copywriting can make a massive difference in your life, but I've been kind of singing a bit of a different tune of late, because, you know, like anything, like any skill, we're all in business, and you want to find out one thing that's going to take your business to the next level. And in a lot of cases, like what I've said, a very common thing is business owners, they're very skilled, they're very intelligent, they're very passionate, they have strong desires to do things, make a big impact in the world with their business or whatever the case is, for their family. But in a lot of the case, they lack kind of marketing skills. And the sad reality is, someone in your industry who's not even as smart as you and hasn't even been in the industry as long as you and hasn't even got the same ethics as you will outrun you or crush you 10 times over, because they're better marketers, right? So, you know, that's just the reality of it. So I get, and Lanika, we get a lot of joy connecting with fast-moving entrepreneurs or ambitious entrepreneurs who have the skills, have the talents, have the desire to make a big impact, but they just need someone to kind of fix that marketing piece. So in doing that, for the last 7 years, I've been coaching, mentor, and mentoring. I've also had an agency, and so I'm going to tell you why I'm putting this webinar on. I want you to listen, right? Because what I've found is I've been asked to speak all over the country and overseas to teach copywriting. I go very deep. It's one of those things you need to know 1,001 things. It's never ending. It's just a fascinating, because it's psychology. It's quite fascinating. But I'm seeing a lot of people are getting caught up and not doing kind of what I call the 80-20. You know, these days the market's changing. Things are moving so fast, and social media is just like its own beast now. And it's changing rapidly. So I work with kind of clients who, through our agency, and our job, it's my responsibility as a marketer to find the fastest path to the money, right? And sometimes, believe it or not, it's not copywriting. Sometimes people come to me. This one prospect came to me a little while ago and said, Brett, I've been watching you on social media, and I'm ready. Here's what we need. And I had a bit of a call with them, and they told me all this copy that they need. And I had to politely tell them I had to put all this aside, because that wasn't the fastest path to the money. Sometimes the fastest path to the money is just picking up a phone, ringing up buyers and upselling them, right? So so even though I preach copywriting, it's added more income into my life than anything I've done in my life. But sometimes there's other faster ways to the money. Right, so what I'm going to do in this webinar is a couple of things. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen with you. Like I said, don't get your hopes up that there's any fancy slides. That's not how I roll. I'm just, cool. So can I see thumbs up if you can see my screen? Awesome. G-Man, you're pretty quick with the old thumbs up, my friend. I think you just beat Sharon then. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to keep my eye on the time. I'm respectful of your time. Cool. We're good. We're good. I wanted to do a little bit of a quick story about how we've doubled our business. Someone just sent me a message. I want to see if that's any technical problems. No, we're good. This has been recorded, by the way. Someone just asked. Yeah, it is being recorded. But yeah, you can record it. But this is, but you'll get a message, get a recording of this. But I encourage you to stay to the end, right? It's too important not to. So what happened? A lot of people have heard how we've kind of doubled our agency in the last 5 months, and probably because I tell everyone, right? That's why they ask me. and I've been openly sharing my journey this year. It's been quite fascinating because I did something totally different. And so just a couple of days ago, a good friend, Andrew and Daryl Grant, asked us to speak to their crowd and said, you know, what's the best strategies for 2017, right? So I'm going to give you a run through of what they are, right? And I'll pre-warn you, it's probably not what you expect, but hey, if you want to know what's worked, then just stay on the webinar and listen, right? I'm also going to show you the new story I'm attempting to tell, and that is, you know, copyright is not the best, the fastest path to the money. It's not the highest paid skill on the planet, but speed copywriting is. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can get out of your own way and punch out high converting emails, Facebook ads, Facebook Lives, social media posts, sales letters, video scripts in minutes, right? So stay tuned for that. That's going to be cool. I'm going to show you the 80-20. Like if I had to kind of drop everything and quickly get some fast results for clients, which sometimes we have to do, I'll show you where I start looking first, right? I'm going to show you some new formulas too. This kind of ties into the speed because a part of things that slow people down is not knowing where to start. You know, you talk to people and they attempt to write something and they got blank screen syndrome. So I'm going to show you how to get over that. Also going to tell you about an interesting journey with a course that I ran earlier in the year called Write Like a Pro. Write Like a Pro. And I'm going to show you what I plan to do by the end of the year with what I call a Write Like a Pro 2.0. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So we all cool? We're all cool? Let me give you a thumbs up. Excellent, excellent. So the way I'm going to roll in this training, I'm just going to go hell for leather and keep talking. I'll probably have 3 breaths over the next hour, maybe a sip of water, and then we'll have Q&A at the end, right? So let me tell you about I'm going to start off with how we doubled our copywriting agency in the first 5 months of this year, right? So here we go. First of all, I want to tell you about the three C's: clarity, confidence, and consistency. That's the 3 C's, which I think if I study the people who are crushing it right now, and that's the one thing they've got clarity on who they serve and how they best serve them, right? You want to write that down. Who do you serve and how do you best serve them? I'm going to give you some examples of where you get this wrong, and I'll give you myself as the example, because I love, I've made plenty of mistakes, which I love. Confidence, which I'm going to dive more into, and consistency, but I'm going to spend more time talking about the confidence. I'll tell you why. See, little bit of a story with me. Look, probably for many years, I was getting recognised. I've been a great copywriter, getting fantastic results. Lanique and I were running our seminars. some of the fastest filling seminars in Australia in the copywriting world. Things were going pretty cool, but for some reason I just got to be bored of copywriting. I got fascinated with funnels, right? And then I started traveling over to the US and paying, the top dollar for high mentoring over there. Good mate, Ryan Levick and Ryan Dice, you name it. Lanique and I just invested ourselves. And cut a long story short, so I went over there for my some kind of mastermind mentoring. And then I discovered early on in that first mastermind that I was like a fish out of water. I couldn't believe the gap of how much I didn't know, right? How much I didn't know. And by that stage, Lanique and I had already run a tour around Australia, teaching people how to do funnels. But there was a different world, right? In hindsight, I went down a path which was a great path. At the time, I didn't realize it. I started doubting myself. Now, this is very important. I want you to listen to this. You're here because you think you want copywriting tips and all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you, the biggest leverage point that took the success and have doubled our business this year. It's got nothing to do with copying. It's all to do with confidence. But first, I have to tell you how I lost my confidence and how I doubted myself. So I hopped around. I thought, instead of being a copywriter, I'm going to be the marketing funnel guy. And I couldn't monetize that fast enough. And I started looking at what else people do, and I couldn't keep up. And plus, I'm not a techie. Like, let's get real. So I doubted myself. And then because I couldn't monetize it fast enough, I put a bit of financial strain on us. Now, let me tell you, we can have all different emotions in the entrepreneurial world. Like, you can have massive highs, massive lows, and massive highs again, massive lows. That's all before 10 o'clock in the morning, right? Every day. So with the financial strain for me, that's tough to take for me. I take it personally. I have responsibility to the family, partner, everything, and it really, really kind of flattened me. And because of that, you doubt yourself. And here's what happens. Now, listen to this, right? When you doubt yourself and you don't back yourself and you question yourself all the time, then what I did, I started kind of I wasn't as effective to sell on the phone, so that didn't help the money problem, did it? And then so I started to lower my prices just to get. This is the spiral. I want you to tune in, right? This is all relevant. So when you lower your prices to people who can just barely afford it, and they might not have the entrepreneurial maturity to implement or get the results. So if they don't get results, where does the finger point to, right? And then you start doubting yourself again. So you've got to be very, very careful, not to kind of undercharge, lower your prices, because the people who are getting results are the people who have got a business that's fast moving, right? So I went down this spiral, really doubted myself. And cut a long story short, I kept on hopping to another thing. I went to the seminar marketing guy, and again couldn't monetize that fast enough to the income I used to have when I was copywriting. Because copywriting, I could just take on a copy, 25K, and I'd write copy and that'd be it. But I just didn't want to do that. And so then I popped over to being the implementation guy. And if anyone's been in my environment for longer than 18 months, you would have seen me come out with all these things. And again, like I was just in this spiral, doubting, looking at what other people are doing and going quiet and stuff like that. And I'm here to say I turned that around, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And this is so much to do with entrepreneurial and entrepreneurs and your business. Because here's the thing: you might think you're looking for the right strategy. You might think that if you could just get clarity on what their strategy looks like, then you will then everything will change, right? But let me tell you, when you get your confidence up to level which is like into the conviction state, the right strategy will present itself time and time again, right? It's the cart pulling before the horse. So what I did, I started. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. I started studying people who are really crushing in different industries. Like I looked at people even outside of the marketing world. I looked at a guy called Conor McGregor when he was just on the up and up, and I was fascinated with this guy, how he would his confidence was so high that he won his fights. He's an MMA fighter. He won his fights before people jumped in the cage with him, right? And I just became fascinated with his level of confidence. I looked at Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Like there's plenty of guys who are just as smart, if not smarter than him, but he backed himself, right? And these guys back themselves. And if you're going to write something down, write that in capital letters, back yourself, right? Because it's your competitors who are crushing it right now. They're no smarter than you. You need to understand that they're no smarter than you, but more times than not, they're backing themselves. They've got this level of conviction, because what you want, where this is leading to, it's getting to consistency, because anyone can have spikes of motivation and be kind of in the forefront, and they kind of go quiet. I want to show you how to get consistency, right? So I'm going to cut this short, but I came to a decision where instead of me, I thought, what if I decided I'll go back into copywriting again, but should I aim to be one of the best in the world, right? And I realized that there's a thing called the law of diminishing return. If I spend my energy trying to be one of the best in the world, it actually wasn't going to give me much more money, right? Because all that energy just to get a little bit better, because I was already pretty damn good. I'm getting results for everyone, for myself, and very, very dialed into this industry. But trying to get to be the best wasn't actually going to fill my bank account at all, right? Maybe whatever. So then I decided to use confidence as my strategy. I said, I'm going to work on my confidence and my strategy. So I developed some morning routines. I worked on a day. You see, when you make that decision, you don't make that decision once and that's it. You make it on the spot there. You make it every morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, before you go to bed. Next day, you've got to keep doing it, because if you want to put yourself out there, you have to do this, and you have to not give a crap what other people think. Now, let me tell you about that. What I've found through my own kind of inner self reflection was that if you actually if you write down the people who you're worried about, like if you know you could be putting more content out in social media, you should be doing Facebook Lives, you could be doing Facebook ads. If you know you could be, maybe jumping up on stage, maybe ringing people, if you know you should be doing them, but you're not. If you know you're not really pushing yourself to the full potential that you know you can. If you deep down know that, number one, that's okay. We've all been there, but I'm going to tell you this: there's because you're probably worried that you're going to get judged. Now, here's the good news. Yes, you will get judged. You're right, and that's okay, because the people you are worried about. Here's the interesting thing: if you just take 5 minutes, right, after this webinar, take 5 minutes and actually write down, who am I worried about, right? You'll be amazed at who shows up on that list. And I'll give you a hint. The people on that list were never going to give you money anyway, right? It might be family, it might be competitors, it might be friends, right? And they're not going to give you money. So, and if they judge you, what else? Well, not what else, but if they judge you, kind of who cares? Because listen, right? You have to be loyal to the people you serve. And that's where the clarity comes in, right? Looking at the time, we're good. Clarity, you have to know who you serve. That's who you should be loyal to. You should be loyal to the people you serve and get clear on that. Be loyal to your family and friends and not give a crap what anyone thinks. And let me tell you, when you step up and step into that space, you won't have any competition. Just believe me on this. You will not have. Do you think Gary Vaynerchuk has competition? No. Is there anyone else like Conor McGregor? They're not even close, right? Everyone's trying to be, right? Who else? Grant Cardone. There's people who are just like putting themselves out there. They don't give a crap, right? Yes, they all get judged. Yes, some people, not everyone will like you. You only want a small piece of the market to like you, and they're the ones that are going to give you money. Now, and that's where your consistency comes from. I can go on and on. That deserves its own full day training, but I want to tell you right now, some people needed to hear that, because when you get this dialed in and you don't give a crap and you put yourself out there and get motivated, the right strategy and the right people will present themselves. I guarantee it, right? The next thing I got good at is testimonials and getting referrals. So I'm not going to go right into that, but I will say, if you're not asking for testimonials, why? Are you not as maybe proud or confident of your business, as you should be. If you're not asking referrals, why? If you're not asking referrals, then how confident are you about your business, right? So there's another strategy in there. I'd love to, that deserves its own webinar, but I stumbled across a stealth way, and I'll give you a hint. I don't actually ask for testimonials, right? After I do a strategy call or whatever, we send them an email and ask for feedback. And we have 5 particular questions they ask, which happens to be the perfect formula of a testimonial. Like, what are your problem? What was your problems? Were you skeptical? What were your highlights? If you do everything Brett says, what difference would that make? And who would you recommend this to and why? You ask for feedback, and then when the feedback, you turn that into a testimonial, ask for permission, and then you can put it on social media. So it got very, very good to get. We've got a backlog of testimonials we can use. Referrals, if a quick tip on referrals, if someone says, how much does it cost or what's your price? You say, well, it depends. Do you want the standard price or the referral price, right? Now, what do you think they're going to ask after that? And you could say, well, look, listen, we could spend a lot of money on advertising. We prefer to kind of save that money and kind of give it back to good people like yourself. And so anyway, so I've got a particular script around referrals. I won't get into that right now, but I will say this. With referrals, most people refer down, not up. What I mean by that is most people, if they're going to refer, most people, not all people, they'll say, who do I have influence over, right? And so if you've got someone who hasn't got money, you're going to be referred down, right? So you have to be confident enough to ask who you inspired by, get them to look up and ask for referrals and climb that ladder, right? Yeah. So anyway, I did confidence and then and this kind of this testimonial referrals and be active on social media, and we have doubled our agency without spending 1 cent on advertising, guys. Without spending 1 cent on advertising, double our agency. About to have our kind of record month, I'd say, next month, which is cool. Give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this so far. Only 3 people. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, we'll go. Thanks, mate. Rightio. So next thing I want to talk about, where should I go right now? Should we go to 80, 20 or speed? I might go to speed copywriting, right? And I'll tell you why. So here's the thing. I don't have enough time to teach you copywriting right now, but I'm going to tell you how to write with speed. Now, there's some questions coming in, so I shouldn't check, but thumbs up, thumbs up. Oh, thanks, guys. That's awesome. Cool. So here's the thing. I want to get you good at doing things fast, because here's another thing I want you to think about, and that is this, right? Think about the person who is crushing it in your industry. And when I have strategy calls with people and big idea strategy calls, and I say, and like maybe a real estate agent, for instance, and they want to kind of get to the next level, and I said, okay, who in your area is kind of crushing it right now, like the best, and they'll give it to me. So what's the difference between them and you? And it's so surprising how small it is. It's generally their confidence and their ability to kind of put themselves out in the market, kind of implement faster. So let's talk about implementing faster, because the quick story, I was asked, Mal Emery, one of my earliest mentors, took me on a tour all around Australia. We got someone from the crowd, put them on stage. I grilled them about their business for about an hour. Then Mal said, Brett, you go lock yourself in a hotel room and write a month's, like 12 months worth of their marketing in 24 hours and put it up on a PowerPoint, present it to them the next day, right? And I've got this philosophy: say yes now, clean up the mess later. And I did it 6 times. And I wrote long form sales letters, a 10-part email sequence, video scripts, website copy. I wrote full page newspaper ads, editorial, and I went offline letter. I did all that in 24 hours. It takes a good copywriter a month solid to do that. I did it in 24 hours. And it converted like gangbusters, and some of them are still using that material successfully 7 years later. So what I did, I stumbled across a way how to write super fast with maintaining quality. Now you might think, geez, Brett, how'd you do that? You're a genius. Well, I don't blame you for saying that. But the reality is, the reason why I did it, It was because of fear of public humiliation, right? Fear of public humiliation. That's it. And I'll kid you not, if you're in my shoes, you will find a way. The secret was chocolate milkshakes, python snakes. I just had all junk food to keep me awake. I regret that part, but it kept me awake to get it all done. So here's the thing: 4 things to write fast. Number 1 is you've got to understand Parkinson's law. So should I do that? No, I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to show you slides. Parkinson's law is understanding that the time that you allocate for a task will extend to I stuffed that up, but anyway, the task will expand to the time you give it for completion. Meaning, if you have something that should only take a couple of hours, but you give yourself a month, well, guess what? That month, that task will fill up that whole month, maybe not in size, but through anxiety and worry and stress and second guessing and all that kind of stuff. And what does that do? That slows you down from making more money. So Parkinson can be a killer, right, to the bank account and to your confidence. Or on the double-sided sword, it can be so good if you understand how to use it. I'll give you an example. If someone contacted you and said, "Hey, love your stuff. Can you write a blog post? We've got an audience of 500,000 people." You'll go, "Woohoo! This is so awesome!" And so you've got a month to do it. You go, "Fantastic!" So you plan the month out perfectly. You go, week 1, I'm going to do research. Week 2, I'm going to put some ideas together and look at some other people's blog posts. Week 3, I'll write the draft. Week 4, I'll get images to match it and polish it all up. All sweet. You've just kind of laid out a stairway to heaven for the 4 months. But what happens? A thing called life, and the night before you cram it in, right? So we've all been there. So let me tell you why that happens. There's a thing called the monkey brain. Now listen to this. When you sit up to do a task, I don't know why. I still don't know why, but for some reason, your monkey brain will turn on, and all the things that you've forgotten about for the last month will just rush in and say, "Have you emailed that person yet?" Or maybe you've got to do this and that. You go, "Oh yeah." Or another part of the brain will goes, "Maybe you should check what's in the fridge if there's anything new since the last hour when you checked," right? Or maybe I'll just go make myself a coffee. That'll be cool. And then and you know what I mean? You're procrastinating. You're circling the desk. Listen, it's very, very costly, right? Give me a thumbs up if you know what I mean about that, right? Cool. So the way to overcome that is work to a timer. Now I'm going to fly through this really quick. Got to keep an eye on the time. Cool. So if you're not working to a timer, and I just use my kind of iPhone, that's it, right? If you're not working to a timer, I guarantee you are more than half as productive. Guarantee it. And anyone can challenge me on this. You ask there might be some copywriters on the call, and they know exactly what I mean. And even though someone like myself is smart enough to know, sometimes I just go, I'll just race off and do it. And I go to the end of the day and I just didn't hit the task that I wanted to do. And I hate going to bed when I don't feel like I've been productive. And the first thing I did I use a timer today? And the answer was no. Well, what do you expect, right? It's amazing. So the thing about the timer is this: if you give yourself, say, 25 minutes to do a task, or 33 minutes, like our copywriting friend Eugene Schwartz, and you give yourself kind of 5 minutes of break afterwards, if you just have 4 of those in a day, you will be amazed at how much you do. Now, the rules around this is very simple. You've got to be completely isolated. I don't. If I can work offline, I would. And so no phone, no text, no messages. There's nothing. You've got to be in complete lockdown, right? Other thing you have to do is the monkey brain's going to come on. I'll tell you, the monkey brain will come in and just try and distract you, and you'll have justified reasons to do stupid things, right? But if you have a bit of paper there with a pen and just write catch, this is what I do. As soon as the monkey brain starts giving you these things to remember when you're meant to be working, just write it down. They validate the brain and you get through it, right? The other thing is you've got to reward yourself at the end. The reward could be play the guitar, get yourself a coffee, hang out with your partner, do a little bit of exercise for 5 minutes, whatever the case. Use Parkinson's law to your advantage and that's it. The other part of Parkinson's law, which what I want to talk to you about, is countdown. Now, I was a bit hesitant to tell you about this, but if I give myself 25 minutes to write an email or 15 minutes to write an email, and 15 minutes comes up and I've got a couple of more sentences to go, I used to go, oh, cool, I'll just wrap it up. And before I knew it, I was 20 minutes on top and I was still doing it. So what I learned to do is reset the timer to 5 minutes just to finish it. And if it went off again, reset it to 3 minutes. If it went off again, 2 minutes, 1 minute, right? And that's it. Here's the thing. If you go over, reset it. Don't leave it open, because you're actually, Parkinson's law will come and kick you in the butt. Right? Ask me how I know this, right? Okay, number 2. Preparation is key. That kind of leads me over to this next one, which is formulas. So you can do everything right. You can get yourself psyched up. You've got the timer ready, but the blank screen syndrome will still happen. I want you to give you some quick copywriting formulas so you can use for, let's have a look what I've got here. Everyone's seeing the screen, cool? Yep. We got email formula, we got a Facebook Live formula, and the new AIDA, IDA. So I'll start with anyone's been in the copywriting world longer than 10 minutes would know that the most famous copywriting formula is AIDA. So if you're going to do Facebook ad, maybe even a sales letter, email, whatever. There's plenty of formulas, plenty of formulas, but here's just one. It's called AIDA. Number 1, you want to grab their attention, right? Headline. And next thing is you want to get their interest, because anyone can grab your attention. Like if you're at a party and yell at your name, someone yells at your name, you turn around, then you've got their attention, but you've got to have something interesting to follow up, right? So interest, you've got to get their interest. I'd pull them into a story, give them an interest in fact, right? Create desire. Where people go wrong here is because people try and sell before they make them want it. See, most business owners are so close to their business that they know they try and bash people over the head with logical reasons. Can't you see why you should buy this? Makes sense. And people aren't buying. And you know why? Because you haven't made them want it first. You've got to actually stir up their problems again, tap into their emotions, bring it to the forefront of their mind, and to the point of an anxiety. So you offer your product as a solution, right? And then you have to tell them what to get, tell them what to do, tell them to take action, tell them what to expect when they take action. Because if you're the nice people pleaser like I am, that's my default personality. I learned very quickly, you don't get what you deserve in life, you get what you negotiate. So negotiating is about telling people what to do and asking for the order. So here's the thing, I've got a new version of that now. Pretty cheeky of me to kind of reinvent the Godfather formula for a copywriter, but here it is. These days, 2017, you got to do more than just grab attention. You have to shock. Go for the shock, right? What's some controversial, just flip concepts and preconceived ideas? For instance, one of the Facebook Lives I did was, "Dear son, I hope you fail. Love, Dad." Right? And that was just a shocking attention grabber, because I taught about how you want your kids to kind of fall over and fumble, because that's where the lessons are, because they don't listen to us as parents, do they? So go for the shock. Try and find, I was in a room on the weekend, and there's a lady helping parents with obese kids. Right. And I said, what's some common norms? And everyone said, well, common norms are you have to eat low-fat food. So I said, great. Your headline is, here's why never to give your obese kids low-fat food, and why you should be stocking them up with whatever. Everyone goes, what the? And she said, yeah, here's the reason why. So go for the shock. Go for the controversy. Anyway, interest. Yeah, and interest, where we're everything's so fast-paced now, and we kind of our attention span so short, and it takes us a lot to get really interested. So this time, instead of interest, you've got to fascinate people. How can you fascinate people? One of the fastest ways is with a story. And I'll tell you now, just in case I forget it now. When you're telling people stories, people can waffle on, right? And I'm kind of ducking over here to the kind of 80-20 here. I'm jumping around a bit, but fascinate people with a story, fascinate people with a statistic or a fact that's like, what the heck? Like you gotta really fascinate people. Not just interest, right? So on the subject of stories, I've got a technique called the Tarantino technique, or you can call it the Pulp Fiction technique. So instead of like starting people on a story from start and before the action happens, most people won't get to that because they're already bored. So you want to drop people in the drama. Start your emails in the drama. Quentin Tarantino, Pulp Fiction, all these other ones. The opening scene is like, what the heck? There's this chaos happening. And then you start finding out, it fills in the gaps after that. Do that with your emails. Do that with your social media posts. It's working right now. Next thing is desire. Desire, you got to make them obsess. Did I spell that right, Sharon? Is that spelled wrong? Anyway, you make them obsess about you. Like you want people to be fascinated, like obsess over your brand. Like Conor McGregor, people are obsessed about him. They like, doesn't matter who he's up against. No, Conor's the king. He'll beat Floyd Mayweather with one arm, right? Because they're just obsessed about that. So you do. So that's that's where you got to play in 2017. Action. You don't just want action. You want recurring. You want to get. You want to go the extra mile and get them to keep on coming back because people are too fickle. People can jump too quickly. So that's the new formula that I kind of play when I work with clients. Pretty cool. Next thing, quick formula. Just got to check the time. How are we going? Rightio. Now, next thing is email, right? So email, very quick and easy. This is in mine. I can't remember if I got this from Ben Settle or Pete, my mate Pete Godfrey. I can't remember, but story, segue, sell. Very simple. When you're trying to work with your in your speed for preparation, you need to write an email or look at that. It just open. Hang with us, guys. Hey, while we're waiting for that to come back up. For 30 seconds right now, type in what your biggest takeaway was right now. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's play it. Let's work together here, guys. Don't wait for everyone else to do it. Get the fingers moving. Your biggest takeaway was 1, 2, 3, go. I'll just get this going. Cancel. Thanks. Appreciate for those playing. And thanks for that, guys. I appreciate for the participation. That is awesome, Aussie man. That's funny. Yeah, classic. Thanks, Ryan Levick, for that one. He got me. It's his favorite. Just like when you do in uni something. Yep, totally. I'd agree. I've been using timers. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for jumping on, buddy. How can we set time when I'm not sure how long it would take me to do it? Good question, buddy. Mate, you just look. There's no right answer to that. Just have a guess, but push yourself. Right. Well, yeah, I push myself so try and do it fast because here's the thing. I proved, listen to this, mate. I got 83 people into a room last year with Lanika and we got them to write their funnel in 7 hours. 83 business owners. They wrote 2 sales letters, 4 Facebook ads, 6 emails, which is pretty much kind of like a tripwire funnel in 7 hours. Now we did that over 3 days. I said a little bit of teaching, used and do this, and they did it, right? They did it. So it proves to me that anyone can do it. I mean, so yeah, I hope that helps, buddy. Confident, being confident. I'm so glad that Marissa and Mark said that's the biggest takeaway because let me tell you, if you dial into that, like I get at least 1 or 2 referrals every day, 7 days a week. I've got a backlog, and because I just decided, here's the thing, and listen to this. I decided not to be the best copywriter in the world. I decided to be the most confident copywriter in the world. Now, so you should make that decision. And remember, you're not trying to compete. I mean, it's not as if I look at other copywriters. I love other copywriters. Now, they're my brother to another mother, sister to another mister, right? And because there's so much there out there for people, and it's cool. So there's no competitiveness, but I know that's the space. Because here's the thing, none of you are in a saturated market. If you tell yourself that, it's BS. Because once you step up to the line, and it should be scary as hell, because you know the line you need to cross is putting yourself out there. That's where everyone else stops in your industry, except for maybe 1 or 2. That's where everyone stops. Now it's your job to work on your confidence to cross that line, because no one will follow you. And then you have no competition. And that's where the money is. All right. That's where you leave your legacy. And you got to work on it daily. New ADA formula. Thanks, Lauren. Laura, sorry. Parkinson's law. Excellent. Confidence. Fascinate. Excellent. Cool. New ADA. Parky's law. Classic. Cool. Fantastic. Yeah, that's right. Laura, you were in the room, and I got in a room last week, and there was 35 people, and they wrote a Facebook ad in 8 minutes. And do you think anyone in there said, yeah, I can do that? That's a breeze. No, every single person doubted themselves. Right, and I proved it to them. 8 minutes, right? Parkinson's law, you can do it. Right, all right, we're going to go. We're going to keep going. So here we go. So I kind of got that out a bit. Email, we're good. Facebook Lives, gosh, I'm really worried about time here. I'll tell you a formula for Facebook Live. Give me a thumbs up if you want to hear my Facebook Live formula, right? So, and I can go, if I say, you know what, I've got a 15-minute break, I should do a Facebook Live. I can actually prepare, record, and be finished in 15 minutes and go back to work. And guess what? I've got it out there, right? So I'm going to show you what I've stumbled across. Now, understand, I didn't know this before I started. I made the decision to be more confident and put myself out there, not give a crap what anyone thought. And all these things presented themselves to me. I'll work it out. You will work it out. So here we go. I call it the impact formula. It goes like this. First of all, your headline, which is kind of the copyright, the theme, you've got to interrupt, right? You've got to, again, go for the shock factor, give them some, interrupt them something. Try to say something that was normally believed and flip it on its head, all right? Then you've got to motivate people. And I'm talking about one sentence each, guys. Just write one sentence each. How can you interrupt? What's the interrupting headline? How can you motivate them to watch to the end? It's very important to get them to watch to the end. I don't assume they're going to do that. So it could be a simple line, interrupt statement. Hey guys, I encourage you to watch to the end because you're going to learn X, Y, Z. All right, so you motivate them, give them reason to watch to the end. Next thing is you've got to prove about the statement you've made, right? And here's the thing, statements can be challenged, but stories are believed. So if you can prove with a story, that's what I always go for. The other thing about stories, which I'm going to talk about soon, is that once people start a story, they want to see how it ends. So you actually buy yourself time. So prove with a fascinating story. Then after you've kind of proven that, the statement, then you want to give them some actions. You want to have a good exchange of value. There's their time. So your actions, I generally find three things that they can do. So if you want to practice this, here's 3 things you can do. 1, 2, 3, right? And you fly through those. When you've done that, you talk about the consequences of not doing it. If you don't take these 3 actions, here's the consequences. You make them feel the pain again. And if they don't do it, because you've got to kind of stir that up, bring it in the forefront of the mind. It kind of motivates them. And the last thing is I tell them what to do, right? So again, interrupt, motivate them to watch to the end, prove to them what about this statement through a story, if you can. If you don't have a story, give them some interesting facts, right? Give them 3 actions they could take. Tell them what to do, not how to do it, right? Because you want to leave a gap so they give you money. Consequences of not doing it, and tell them what to do. Tell them what to do on a Facebook Live is comment if you want to know more, share this with your friends, PM me, or tag a friend, whatever the case, right? Simple, easy, awesome. Next thing, timing, how am I going? All right, we're good. Okay, let me just reduce this. 80-20, the 80-20 that I believe in copywriting. And then I want to talk to you about the program called the Write Like a Pro. Because I can't teach you how to write copy on this webinar. It's more about where I start. If someone said, Brett, I want you to do a project, but is there anything you can do for us in the next 7 days? What can you do for us in the next 7 days? Because we need a cash injection. Number one thing I look at is the offer. Look at their offer. Is it confusing? Is it weak? Can you punch it up? Is it hard to understand? Are they even actually putting the offer to their list enough? You know, if you want to make more money, put more offers out there, right? A friend and client, AJ, from the US, did a good post the other day, how he had his best month ever, maybe even doubled. And he said one of the things he did, he just put more offers to his email list, right? Put more offers out there. So that's the first thing. And sometimes the offer can be just picking up a phone. You don't have to write a big long sales letter or wait for a VSL, video sales letter, or email campaign. Far out. Let's just get a hot list. Divide the hot list into A, B, C clients. Now listen to this, right? A, B, C, right? Learn a good phone sales script like that, where you can sell over the phone. A's are clients where you just do the happy dance backflip if you land it. It's like everything's so sweet. B's are like high fives. That's pretty awesome. We're stoked. C's are like, if they say yes or no, it doesn't really matter, right? So the first thing you do, jump on the C's and just burn through the C's as quick as you can. Practice your sales skills and just build up a little bit of armor. Then you go to the B's and with what you've learned, how to overcome objections. And when you're confident, then you go to the A's and you'll be like an unbeatable ninja, right? So offer. Sometimes it's not always copywriting. If it is, you can jump on the phone. If not, send out some emails and simple 9-word email. Are you still interested in ? And see who replies. Get on the phone. Even if you've got an e-commerce business, we're not selling on the phone. Just put a promo out to your list. All right. Next thing is strategy. So look, here's the thing. That kind of goes in with offer. Sometimes the strategy could be the phone. Sometimes it could be connecting with a joint venture who's got a database. It's simply just contacting them. Again, there's nothing about copy yet, is it? Really, all the offer is, because you've got to make sure it's easy to comprehend. Because a confused mind doesn't buy. I see offers that are so complicated, and people, I know how they think. I know it's good, but it's just, I don't know. I'm just not sure why, because they can't get clarity. And a confused mind doesn't buy. So strategy is important. As far as a strategy could be how to do a quick 4-day cash injection promotion. Like, can you put an offer together? 1, 2, 3, 4 follow-ups, and that strategy could work really well. Another strategy could be how to be consistent in social media, right? Which is what I've been doing. And I could go on and on. And I apologize, I'm running out of time on this one. The other one is storytelling. So this is where a lot of people fall over. And I found this when I did social media posts, that every time I started trying to teach about copywriting, I got some, okay responses. But when I decided to kind of be very transparent and bring people into my world and tell them, some things that mistakes I've made, some fears, whatever, when I kind of was being raw and real, I'd always get, double, sometimes triple the amount of response. And I saw that with other people as well. I started observing. So the 80-20 in 2017 is transparency. There's people that are so jaded, right? So jaded about hype. They're so jaded about promises. The sophistication level, and the copywriters in the house know what I'm talking about. The sophistication level where they're so high, we're very numb to the same old stuff. So yes, you got to teach, but so you tell stories, self-deprecating, right? Oh my God, I spelled that right. That is rare. I wish I didn't say that out loud. Anyway, self-deprecating is when you humanize yourself. So you talk about where you've kind of made mistakes, and then always have a twist in it. So self-deprecating, demonstrate. I'm on a roll. I can't believe this. Morals. Oh, damn it. I was rushing. Demonstrate morals, right? And ethics. And I stumbled across this. And that was a client approached me and said, Brett, I want you to write copy. Budget's like $10,000. And I said, cool, no worries. And they're from the US and they wanted to promote in Australia. I go, cool. How big's your audience in Australia? I said, I don't have one. Okay, cool. So have you got like joint ventures that can promote? No, I don't. Have you got some case studies? I know it's something brand new. I said, okay, cool. So I'm glad you rang me. It's not this $10,000 is not best to spend with me, right? Because what I would do, I would spend that $10,000 and do some audience building, get some proof. And when you've got that, come over here and we can help. We've got some leverage, but it's not a good use of money. So I told that story because it's my responsibility as a copywriter to make people money, not take money. So I told that story, and the amount of people that contact me because they kind of felt safe, right? So tell stories to demonstrate morals and self-deprecating and client stories, right? If you want to know how to, the other one is these days is readability. Readability is the 80-20. A lot of people can tell stories, but they waffle on. So if you look at my, let's look at my Facebook. Are you serious, dude? Are you still up there? Let's look at my Facebook. Free plug for Roscoe, you legend. Okay, here's one. You are not alone. I get scared, make stupid mistakes, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to read it out to you, right? I'm going to show you. I'm just going to turn this off for a sec. I want to show you that this rule is this, right? Enter is the new comma. The enter bar is the new comma. So you think about this, right? You look what's working. See, people don't like cramming stuff. So I get scared, make stupid decisions. They're all just punchy sentences. I know I can do more, give more, and be more courageous, right? You space it out. And also you have to kind of junk it up. This is how we can junk it up. Do little things like that. Because if people are going to skim read, they may stop, read this, you and alone, it pulls them in again. I'm always looking for ways to junk them up. Little things like this. Look at this. This is something new. Just it pulls them into it because it's something different. So you can junk it up. Readability on social media is big, and on emails, the same thing. With emails, I do one sentence paragraphs, double space. Okay, I'll say it again. One sentence paragraphs, double space. All right, very, very important. And brevity is key. And look, I'm not going to teach you much about it, but if you want to look at things that are working, this one here, which a lot of you would have seen today, look at the junking up, right? And look at the commas of the enter the new comma. 1,000 with a little bit of junking up here. This is a cool little trick too. You can put exclamation marks, vertical, like quotation marks here, but you don't put it at the end, right? So they go, what? Where's that? They keep reading, whatever. So you actually kind of get people to read. Another little thing here, you can just kind of, what's the word? Can't remember it now. Doesn't matter. But you take words that you want to draw attention to, and you just find ways of drawing it in. Cool. Let's get back to here. I've done formulas. Give me a thumbs up. How are you enjoying this so far? Yep. Cool. Now, what are we going to do now? I know a couple of people have jumped on late. Just give you a quick bit of a recap. Actually, I didn't finish speed copywriting. That's a bit silly. Preparation was really about formulas, and I kind of got a bit sidetracked. The next thing is mindset. If you're going to write fast, you've got to write fast, because Dan Kennedy said, money is attracted to speed, right? So copywriting, any chump can write awesome copy, right? Give yourself a week to a month, and you can write an amazing piece of copy. You practice it, you tweak it, you go back and you improve it, you take stuff out, change words. Look, that is awesome, but that'll send you broke, right? You got to get you got to have to imprint it on your brain. Good is good enough, right? Let the market tell you how perfect it is. But speed of implementation is fast. So that ties into mindset. You have to, when you sit up for your Parkinson's law lockdown, you have to kind of psych yourself up in two ways. Number one, yes, you can write fast, and yes, you can write good enough. All right. So whatever you have to do, you have to listen to a motivational video before you write, do it. Do whatever you can, get the mindset right, right? And the last one is environment. Make sure there's no interruptions. Even take yourself into a different room, whatever the case. But speed, money is attracted to speed, right? So cool. So what I'm going to talk to you about now, guys, is like I mentioned, is a course that I did this year and last year called Write Like a Pro, right? So let me let me tell you what happened. I was in, can't remember now. This happened twice. I'll tell you the most recent story. I was in Japan. Lanika and I was speaking. A guy came up to me. His name was Mackenzie. And he said, Brett, I want you to teach me copy. Do private mentoring? I said, no, I haven't done that for a while, mate. Last time I did it was 25K. So, and I've just got too much on. And Mackenzie kept nagging and not nagging, but he was just like so persistent. And I just admire that because I was the same. So I said, listen, mate, what I'll do, if I can find enough people to do it, and put a fair price for a group, I'll do it. But if not, just now's not the right time. So I shot off an email, said, hey, this guy from Japan wants me to teach him. If anyone wants to join, I'll put a group together. And enough people came in, and I ran it. And it was called Write Like a Pro. And it was $3,000 or 2.5K up front. And I did it again this year, and people got phenomenal results. But I haven't done it again, right? So now what's happening now is I've learned so much since I put them in, right? All the copywriting things are in there. I've got a particular way I teach copywriting. If you've got any value from what you've seen already, you wait until I do an hour on each subject, right? You wait, right? I've got people on here who are big squints on their face because they know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to cover 12 different things in 50 minutes. You wait till I go deep in 1 hour on how to write conversationally, how to be a good storyteller, how to write kick-ass emails, how to come up with a big idea. So the thing is, the Write Like a Pro, I did 12 1-hour live webinars. I gave them swipe files and access to all my course and stuff like that for $2.5 grand. Now don't worry if you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to buy that. No, don't worry. Just hear me out, right? I want to bring you into my world. I'm being 100% transparent. There's no hard sell. I don't play that game, right? Unless I'm writing. Just beware. Hide your wallets. So I will say this. So the Write Like the Pro 1.0 is cool, but I'm actually putting together a thing called Write Like a Pro 2.0, and I'm going to do it like a modernized training with instead of hour-long webinars, which are pretty awesome, but I'm going to do the 3 to 7 minute ones, the trendy kind of things, and I'm going to really buff it out. I'm going to launch it all around the world in the US. I'm going to go, it's going to be, it's principles based. So you can actually give it to any of your team. They'll have it for life. And it'll be, I'm going to interview other copywriters who are better than me in different areas, like VSL. I've been meeting some really cool people who can write awesome stuff. I'm going to just make something that's really solid. I'm very, very excited about it. But I'm going to be real with you. It's going to take months, right? Months, maybe 3 months. So here's the method to my madness. I thought I've got all the training, which is the core principles for Write Like a Pro 1.0, which people happily paid, $3K for or 2.5 up front. So I want feedback. I want to know out of the 1.0 course, what else do you want? Is there any gaps? And help me along the journey while I create this 2.0, because this 2.0 will be legendary for years to come. So what I'm going to do, listen to this, right? Instead of the 3.5K, 3K for the Write Like a Pro, I'm allowing people to have access to the recordings only for $500 US. Now, for people who might be watching this and say, what, Brett, it was only a few months ago I paid you that much. Listen. Hear me out. The reason why that was that price is because they got me to coach them for 3 months. They got swipe files. Anyone who wants these recordings, and they're damn good, right? I'll tell you now, one course alone. So there's 12 hour-long modules. So it works out as about less than $50 each for those things, right? Less than $50 each for an hour of my time going deep into things that shows you how to the fastest path to make money. You can go straight to storytelling, turn that on and see results. You can go straight to email marketing and whatever the case. So I'm allowing for the people on this webinar and up until the next 3-4 days to get it for $495 US, because the Write Like a Pro will be selling in the US for those recordings. So and in return for this favor I'm giving you guys, and I'll probably get a bit of slack from the guys who paid the other amount. But in return, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put everyone into a Facebook group. I'm going to be with you and get feedback. I really want feedback. I want, hey, Brett, what would you do here? I'm going to help you along the way, and we're going to be in our own private Facebook group. And here's the other thing, right? So let me tell you, if you've been struggling, you want more conversions, and you've got an amazing message and product, but you just can't seem to penetrate. How many times have you been frustrated at night saying, far out, why isn't this working? And you thought, if I had $500 just to throw it and get it fixed, I'd do it. Well, here's that opportunity. You should never worry about poor copy again with this investment, right? And I'll tell you that because, like I said, you can follow a particular, from 1 to 12, there's a particular method I show people to go through. A lot of people in the copywriting world said, you've got to start with the research. You've got to understand your market, right? And I get that. But let me tell you, the fastest path of the money is not that. I teach you how to write conversation. I teach you how to get your readability, how to tell stories. I teach you that really conversational thing, because I know that's what happened for me. Right, I went from 16K to 200K in my first 12 months. So I kind of reverse engineered and found out what I did to get such rapid results. So I give it all, right? So that's the and here's the other thing, right? When you invest in the Write Like a Pro, when the 2.0 comes out, now it'll be similar materials, but it'll be kind of chunked down, and I'm going to give you a credit for the $500 that you've just invested, and you can take it off, right? So you can upgrade and only pay a lot smaller amount because you've already invested in that. So essentially, if you think about it, you'll be getting the right. Here's the thing. You think, well, why should I buy that now when I'll just wait 3 months to get that? Only because you might want to make money, right? If you might want to make money in the next 3 months, right? Because this is the thing, you can dive in there. You're in the Facebook group with me. It's the only Facebook group I'm going to be in, and go and I want feedback on these things, because I'm going to make some really awesome stuff, right? And again, when the 2.0 is launched, you'll be tagged as a 1.0 purchaser, and you'll get that credited, and you can upgrade. And again, you'll have this for life. This skill will pay you for life. All right, cool. So I'm going to show you, if you want to be a part of that, where to go next. Let me take you to there. And okay, cool. So if you want to be on this journey with me for this Write Like a Pro, there's one other thing I'm going to do. There's one other kind of bonus, and first of all, I'm going to take you to the page. Now that's the recordings. Oh, here's the recordings, right? Conversational copy, copywriting formulas. I don't just talk about 2 or 3. I'll go deep. There's some chat logs there. Being a sales detective. Now, you guys get access to this tonight, right? Crushing headlines. So you can come straight to, you go, oh, I really, really need to get good at storytelling, because I see everyone on Facebook crushing it with storytelling, but I suck at writing stories because I waffle on too much. Watch this, problem solved. Money comes in. Emotion. Do you suck at getting emotion in there? Look, go wherever you want. If you want to do this seriously, start here and go one after the other and give us feedback in the Facebook, right? Now, if you want to jump on it right now, here's what I'm doing for the first 5 people. This is Matt, by the way. He made 91K in 90 days on this course. They're the 12 courses. You go to this URL, which I'll put in the chat. It's Marketing Makeover. It's a ClickFunnels one. I'm sorry I didn't get a shorter one, guys, but that's just what happened. So let me go to chat, link. So for the first 5 people who order tonight, I'm going to give them a free strategy call. Now, people happily pay anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 for me to give a strategy call, and it's damn good money, return on money for them. Because I used to think I get paid to write. Now I realize I get paid to think. And anyone who's been on a strategy call with me, I do one of these mind maps for them. I ask questions. I unpack your whole business in front of you, and then I can see the matrix. I said, there's the money right there. It's boom, 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 and I just do it. So even if you don't think you'll use the copywriting course, you just want a strategy call, then you'd better be typing that in right now, because I'm only going to do that for 5 people and that's it. All right. So you can go to there. If you don't want to use credit card, you want to use PayPal, you can go to paypal.me, Brett Thompson. That's one word, paypal.me, Brett Thompson. You've got to change it from Australian to USD because I'll be selling this in US. So it's $495 US. Now I want to tell you about the full bonus. So if you want to go and get doing that right now, get moving because it's going to be cool. So the bonus I'm going to give you is I'm going to do a bonus 1 hour long webinar on confidence and conviction. Now you might think you want to know how to do testimonials and all that kind of stuff. So I know the best way. This is going to be some training I'm going to do in the 2.0, and I'll also touch on how I get testimonials and how I get referrals and why, and go into the details of these kind of 3 C's, how we double our agency. I'm going to do bonus training on testimonials, referrals, and the confidence area, which is how we double our agencies in 5 months without spending 1 cent on Facebook ads or any advertising. And we literally have a waiting list of referrals. So really, what are you paying for here? Are you paying for a copywriting course, right? If that's what you want, if you're ready to go in it, it's just on a platter for you, right? It's got some amazing kind of modules. Or are you paying for your strategy call if you're one of the first 5? Or are you finally ready to step over the line and step into that confident and conviction state where there's no competitors, and then all the opportunities and the strategy will present themselves, because that's where this video is going to take you. Right. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is encourage you to take advantage of this. It's again, people happily paid $3K or $2.5K up front for this. The only difference is you don't get the swipe files or all the other courses that they got. You just get the copywriting modules and training sessions, right? And you're in the Facebook group. It's called the Write Like a Pro Facebook group, where I'm in there asking questions and fun stuff like that. Sound cool? So guys, and then you'll be on the journey for the Write Like a Pro 2.0 when that launches, and you'll instantly get a $500 credit if you want to kind of upgrade, and you can give it to your outsourcers, your team. You'll have it for life, to your kids, whatever, right? Cool. So what I'm going to do now is stay open for some Q&A. So if you want to ask any questions at all, jump in there now. Let's see some fingers moving, just to avoid, that weird, awkward silence. Just any questions? If you've got any questions about this Write Like a Pro 1.0, if you've got any questions about 2.0, or are you sitting on the fence, you want to, but you're not sure, ask away, right? If you haven't realized by now, I'm just real as you get, so there's no hard pressure here. Can you talk more about the email formula, please? Cool. Is that the email formula is story, segue, sell. So you start with a story, and you and again, this is only a minuscule part of the module that's in here with storytelling. This one here. One of the parts I talk about in this webinar is story, segue, sell. There's other formulas, but you start with a story and you can drop them in the drama, and then you got to try and find how can you link that to making them buy something. So you segue that in, right? So I talked about my most embarrassing moments, right? And then I found a way how I could segue that into buying something or whatever the case. Story, segue, sell. Right now, so yeah, I hope that helps. Mark, hey Mark, how are you, buddy? So 2.0 is the one we can share with our team. Mate, you can share this with your team. Yeah. See, here's the thing. Thanks for the question, Mark. So as soon as you get this, it's yours for life, mate. Right? You can watch this, share it with your friends, with your team, with your family. When 2.0 comes out, you'll have credit to invest in the 2.0, but the 2.0, right, that is I'm working on, will be all this, but it'll just be in smaller chunks, right? Be smaller chunks, and like 5 minute. It's not 1 hour. It's kind of like 3 to 7 minute video chunks, a more professional kind of thing. And I'll be getting expert interviews as well, and swipe files and other things like that. But here's the thing. I encourage you guys, every single person on here, do not wait for 3 months. Like, there's money waiting for you. Literally, there is money waiting for you. I want to show you how to write. Go straight to storytelling and whip out some awesome emails and social media posts, right? Or come up with your big idea. Maybe you're so close to your business that you're looking inside your own industry. I want to show you how to look outside the industry. Come out with a big idea that, because here's the thing, for 95% of the cases, the fastest path to the money is coming up with an irresistible offer that converts. Right, an irresistible offer that converts. So you've got to come up with a big idea what that offer is, and the copywriter to carry that through. I cover that in those 2 modules, right? So again, what is a segue? Sorry, Warwick, appreciate that. Segue is another word for transition. So you go from a story and you transition it into a sell. So I did one in Facebook a little while ago. Well, actually, this one here, you can read all of mine. I started on a story here, all right? Sometimes I feel like I waste people's time teaching copywriting. It's a beast. It takes a long time to study, practice, right? But then I said, so I that's a bit of a story and error in my thoughts. And then I transitioned into it's speed copywriting, and I'm going to talk about it tonight on the webinar. So story, segue, sell. You can go through my post and see plenty of examples of that. Right? Cool. Again, here's the URL, guys, if you haven't already done it, marketingmakeoverhq.com. That's not it, actually. Sorry, I'll try it again. The link's in there. Just scroll in the chat, click through that. Or if you want to pay by PayPal, do it like it's, I kid you not. Think about it this way. You think, I really want 2.0. I really want 2.0. Well, hey, make a payment now. Get started. Make money when it comes out. Guess what? You've already paid for half of it. Think this is an opportunity if there ever was one, right? Okay, cool. Any more questions coming, guys? It's 1:15. Or any more questions about Write Like a Pro 1.0 or 2.0? Do you want me any more detail? Is there any questions about the content I've shared? Do you think I rushed over something? You want? Okay, cool. I've got one here. Says Shane said, looking forward to version 2. I'm about to employ a full-time content creator, and your course will probably be exactly what I need. Totally, mate. Like, here's the thing. Oh, man. Shane, like, no offense to social media people out there who get paid to put social media posts, but don't you think it's a little bit weird how a lot of the social media companies, they only get like 1 likes on their stuff, and it's generally a staff member, right? Don't you think that's a little bit weird, right? Because here's the thing, these social media content writers, they're not copywriters, right? They're not copywriters, because copywriters make so much money doing copy that, so I tell you that because if you employ or contract content pieces, like share this with them, like if you're going to bring a team member on, just get them writing cool stories, get them to stir up emotions. That's another thing here. Get them to inject proof. I've got such cool mechanisms on how to inject proof, right? Emotional triggers. Gosh, that was a big one, hey. Irresistible offer. Like I said, the 80-20. The 80-20. If you want money right now, the fastest path, get an irresistible offer, go straight to that. We're talking about a good return on investment for you guys. If you're selling anything over $500, whatever you're selling, if it's over $500, then you are robbing yourself by not getting this, because the ROI would be ridiculous, right? Just one of these webinars alone will only cost you less than $50 to watch, and you still get half price off the other one. Luke, how are you, buddy? Luke said, Ray, can you explain the thinking behind when asking people to take the next step, which is book a free 15, 30-minute strategy call? What are you wanting to find out from the prospect on the actual call? Questions asked. Okay, so I'm going to rephrase that. So you say, when I'm trying to get people on a 15, 20-minute call, what am I finding out. Number one, I'm going to find out if they are my ideal clients, because I know who I serve and how to best serve them. If I see someone who's not an ambitious, fast-moving kind of entrepreneur or business owner, then what I'll do, I'll find that out very quickly, and I'll redirect them to some resources, all right, or someone else. And I do that all the time. I turn people away a lot of the time. Another thing I work out in 30 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever, is if they're in a financial position to move forward with us, or if they are in an emotional position, right? Ask me how I know that one. I've done a call where I've got all through it and everything was going fine. It didn't be like 2 hours, right? And only to find out that there's so much stuff going on in their life that it didn't matter who was there on the phone to, they weren't going to part with their money. So I like to find out those things up front, if that helps. I hope that helps, mate. And Luke, yes, you can buy today, buddy. I'll give you full permission. It'll be awesome to work with you and dive deeper into that. Thanks for asking. Sharon, it was thanks. It was great, Brett. I'm taking out. Well, you guys can see my screen, can't you? I think you can. Can you see this? So there's probably private messages. Sorry, guys. Something I haven't used for a while is Copy Sniper. I have a sales to do tomorrow. It's Copy Sniper is currently down. There's a story behind that. I won't go into that right now, but our partners are. With two partners, it's another one I'll have to tackle. Shoot me an email and I'll tell you the story. It's temporary. Okay, appreciate that. Thanks for asking. And yes, Sharon, where's Sharon? Oh, I thought there was text. Can I buy? Yes, you can. Oh, where'd that go? Anyway, might be there later. There it is. Elaine. Hey, Elaine, how are you? Thank you. Excellent. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's not like the typical brainstorm. Elaine's another graduate from the Write Like a Pro copy. Mark said, is the copy hypish or conversational? Many copywriting courses I've taken below seem hot. Yeah, totally agree. Man, Mark, please tell me we're going to work together, buddy. These are conversations where I can go deep in, right, in the Facebook group and on our strategy call. So, mate, here's the thing. Hype, mate, yeah, you got to be, hype doesn't wash these days. But at the same time, you've got to know when to dial that up. You've got to, don't try and be too nice. If you think I don't like hype, so you water it down, then you could be missing sales. So there's clever ways of doing kind of hype. It's more about building desire, building urgency, and believable scarcity and urgency, right? So, for instance, this particular offer, Monday night, it's off the table. No one's going to be having a chance to do that. It's real scarcity. Now, people. Because let's face it, I mean, this is a $2,500 course material I'm giving you guys for freaking $495. That's like a bit ridiculous, right? So I'm not going to leave it open for a long time. It's cut and short, and that's my reason. It's believable. But you might think, I don't want to do scarcity and urgency. Well, you don't have to, only if you want to make money, all right? So so there's ways to do that. We go into that. So Mark, let's wrap this out together a bit more, buddy. I hope that helps. But I'm very anti-hype, and I'm more about connection, emotion, and readability. Geez, the man, love it, Brett. Thanks, brother. Going to get it in the morning, mate. Just yep, cool. Thanks, buddy. Oh, that was a private one. Sorry, G. Champion, thanks, Brett. Appreciate it. We can see your chat window. Sorry, guys. Look, I've probably made a lot of mistakes here. The results we are getting from Write Like a Pro. That's right. These guys, Adrian and Heather, did Write Like a Pro. Very believable. People think our autoresponders are talking directly to them, because if all you do is use this to write better emails, that's a cool thing, right? So guys, I'm not sure if anyone's jumped over yet, but I really encourage you to. This is one of those opportunities that you'd be kicking yourself, because here's one thing I do know: when Write Like a Pro 2 comes out, you're gonna buy it, because the copyright will be so damn good. You're gonna feel sick if you don't buy it, and you'll sweat at night. You'll be nauseous. Ladies, you'll think you're pregnant. You'll think, what's going on? It's because you're going to buy it 2.0. So you might as well get a head start, because your competitors will buy it too. And then all of you are going to be, in 3 months' time, you're going to be smashing it. And it's just kind of everything. If all you do is just get a confidence boost through this and put yourself out there, you're going to get a head start. And they're going to be looking at you thinking, what the heck? And you know what happens because you got the 1.0 at $495. All right, so go do it, guys. I want to let you guys go have some dinner. There's some more chats come through. Let me see here. Raymond, how are you, buddy? Jordan said, very much appreciate it. Very interesting presentation. Appreciate that. I'm only warming up, mate. You've only seen, you wait till you watch all these 12. I'm only warming up, buddy. Raymond, thanks, Brett. Content was great, mate. Where can I send you a private email? Look, so when you register, you guys will get an automatic, you'll get an automatic email sent to you when you've kind of purchased. If you have any hassles, you can email info@brettthompson.com. That's info@brettthompson.com. So thank you, Raymond. Appreciate that. Great Zoom. Thanks, Shane. Appreciate it, mate. When will this offer be over? It'll be over on Monday night. Okay, so do whatever you can to gather the cash and make this investment in your business, because copywriting is a small hinge that can swing a big door, right? You can do everything right, but if your copy's not right, you're just and your message is not right, then marketing is harder and marketing is more expensive. You will waste $495 on Facebook ads that don't convert. I kid you not. You will waste $1,000 on Facebook ads that don't convert. You will waste $2,000 getting people to do stuff for you, but your message and your copy is not converting. Let me tell you, this is not kind of a cost. This is an investment. So thanks, Adrian and Heather. See you guys. Dean said, thanks, Brett. Really appreciate you sharing. Lost return and confidence story. Thank you, buddy. Would love to hear more about your morning routines. Yeah, I'm going to do a full training on this. It's going to be awesome. I'm selling my bike. That's awesome. That's what I would do. Excellent. All right, guys. I think that's a wrap. I'm going to let you guys have some dinner. I'm going to have some dinner as well. Thanks for tuning in. And if you want to say anything nice about this, do me a favor. You don't have to do this. Jump on a Facebook, do a post, take a screenshot right now, and do a post and tag me in it, and I'll and that'll be cool. All right, guys, that's it. Take care. To see if there's any other things. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye for now, and look forward to working with you guys in the Facebook group. Excellent. Cool. All right. See you guys. Bye for now.